Oh my God, bro. Oh my God, bruh. All right, man. So it's been about 2 days, right? So it's been about 2 days. This information has come out. Um, if you guys are unfamiliar, man, I'll read it again. I mean, it's kind of hard to even think that anybody would be unfamiliar with this. It's kind of one of the biggest moments post beef. Is this right here? I had initially thought about doing a different video today, but I noticed myself doing something yesterday that I typically don't do, right? And that was looking to see what the internet was saying. Like I never typically do that. Like something happens, I say something, I do something, and then I kind of just let it rock. Like I kind of just put it into the ethos and then just let it kind of do its thing. But yesterday I was really genuinely curious to see what the internet was saying about this conversation. Now we had this conversation yesterday. There was several of my peers, hip hop media peers that covered this, and I would say, can I say 100%? I could probably say 100% of the people that I saw covered this really did have the same general kind of take on it, right? Maybe some of the different things, some of the different personal takes were different, but for the overall creator I saw, it was typically the same kind of response to it. I'm going to read it off and then I'll kind of give you guys the reason why we're here today, right? So, document request number 50 from January 1st, 2014 to the present, all documents and communication related to the allegations of domestic violence, violence against women, and or other forms of violence committed by Kendrick Lamar Duckworth. Now, that was the first kind of what are we doing here moment, right? Like smart people, or at least people who have a general understanding. I won't say that because we could still be wrong, right? I'm not a lawyer. Looked at this and they said, why would you be requesting this from UMG? Like, why would you consider or why would you think that UMG would have access to this type of information? They're a record label, right? It's not, isn't it about music? Wasn't this a defamation case? Didn't you guys say he botted? Didn't you guys say he paid people to react in a certain way? Seems to be that the goalpost is continuously moving every time a door is shut. But here we go. Into the most, probably the most egregious portion. Now, I understand the DV stuff that was mentioned in his diss track. And almost immediately after that, we went into this kind of like investigation mode. If you guys actually go back and take a look at those videos, there was a case or an instance at a hotel that they're referencing. If you're not understand, if you don't know that, go back and take a look at those videos when we talked about that. There's an incident at a hotel, I believe, where Kendrick was staying, but it had nothing to do with him. Nothing to do with him at all. Completely different situation. Didn't have nothing to do with them. And I think they tied that to that. Now, I could be wrong about the dates and things like that. But either way, Kendrick is clean. Has nothing to do with them at all. And I think that they're trying to tie that to him. Now, here's the most egregious portion of this. Document request number 51. From January 1st, 2019 to the present, all documents and communications related to David Isaac Freely, aka David Free, and his relationship with Kendrick Lamar Duckworth and Kendrick Lamar Duckworth's children. I have never, well, I have, but this is very high on the outrage meter. The amount of outrage that we saw in reference to that statement, Kendrick Lamar Duckworth's children. For one time, it seemed like almost everybody was on the same page. It seemed like almost everyone looked at that and said, this is ridiculous. But y'all know why we here. Y'all know why we here. Because it doesn't seem to be that everyone is on the same page. And it seems like there are still Drake fans out there that are putting the fandom of this dude, this person, above reality, bro. Come on, fam. Let's get into some of these comments, man. So I went back to the post. It's the same post, this post, right? This post from Kirko. I went back to the same post and I just kind of scrolled through, and I didn't scroll through all of them. There are almost 700 comments. This has been viewed almost 6 million times. But I did a quick scroll and I was able to pluck out a couple of responses that I thought were very interesting. So the first one should be easily disproven if not true, right? TDE shaking right now. Dog, this could have been proven from my understanding, and you guys can let me know in the comments. I've seen several people say this through the Freedom of Information Act. Like, you don't have to request this in court. Like, you could have done this and figured this out, gotten the proof, and then had those records to back you throughout your beef and your diss tracks that you was dropping, right? Should be easily disproven if it's not true. TDE shaking right now. Question for y'all. Do y'all think TDE is shaking right now? Or should I say PG Lang? Do y'all think PG Lang is shaking right now? If there was something to be found, it would be found. It would have been found already. We wouldn't have to wait till now to find it. You don't think a Drake fan would have found that information? You don't think a Drake fan would have done the research and found this information? So why would you think that UMG has it? Again, delusional fans. Delusional fans. On to the next one. This is further proof that Cardi was forced to F with that drone ass rapper. He would have never worked with that. Y'all see this? I can't say it on YouTube. And a woman beater like Kendrick. Out of his own will. We all love and respect women in the 00, unlike those pigs at TDE. So now this is a thing. This is further proof that Cardi was forced to F with that drone ass rapper. He would have never worked with that, you could see it, and a woman beater like Kendrick out of his own will. We all love and respect. I almost think this is a joke. Like, I almost think this is a joke. Because if you're talking about Cardi, come on, dog. Like, it's got to be a joke. Actually, now I think this is a joke. They got to be trolling. This can't be real. This can't be real. It's got to be a joke. It's got to be a joke. But then on to the next. Drake owns that nigga. Drake owns that nigga. What? Y'all are okay with this? Y'all are cool with this? There's no line? Y'all said, hey, he said, Dear Adonis. Nigga, we talking about a rap battle versus putting niggas on paper, in paperwork. Come on, bro. It's not even close to being sane. Damn. Drake has receipts coming. So this is what it does, is it starts to plant the seed of confusion. And that's all anybody needs to try to shift the narrative, to try to shift the emotions in your way, is to plant a small seed of doubt. Don't start doubting nothing. Don't start doubting nothing. Don't start doubting anything. I just pray that there's not even a shred of a shred of possibility that there's any truth to it. I pray there's no shred. But again, like I said, don't start doubting nothing. Stay true. Stay true. Here's another one. This one is actually in favor. This is a Drake fan who is saying, I'm usually on Drizzy's side, but this is a nasty act. So then you do have some people who are generally probably a Drake fan and say, okay, bro, enough is enough. Enough is enough. All right. And then we got another one. Makes sense. If the DV allegations are true, Drake can say UMG ran a defamatory campaign to distract the public from Kendrick's allegations. You can't make this up, bro. You can't make this up. Bro said drop, didn't he? Bro said drop. That came out and said it's just big me. You came out what? If the allegations are true, Drake can say UMG ran a defamatory campaign to distract the public from Kendrick's allegations. So now we started a beef to then run a public defamatory campaign to distract from my own. Does it even make sense to y'all? Let me know in the comments if we tripping. Let me know in the comments if we're tripping. But this is something these are the types of things that people are thinking and saying. Absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. And last but not least, the war is not over. Listen. They're looking at this as a round one. They're looking at this as a literal battle in a series of battles to win a war. Trust me, that's not what it is. That's not what it is. It was a landslide victory and it's over. Now, as a creator, of course, Kendrick, drop another one, bro. Restart the shit up again. Let's go ahead. But it's over, bro. It's done. We already seen. You can't change the history, fam. It's over. So I thought that was very interesting, man. I just kind of wanted to go over some of what the fans are thinking. Now, I will say, if I had to put a percentage on what I'm seeing, you guys could give me a percentage in the comments. I'd say maybe 85, 90% of what I'm seeing is this is wild work. This is absurd. It should never happen. But then there are those people that have something to say in reference to why this is okay. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. So the next thing that I thought was actually really interesting, man, and this comes from Screw. Now, I did not think about this because this is not happening to me, right? This is not happening to me. And if it did happen to me, bro, nothing. There's nothing there. There's nothing to show. There's nothing to hide. Screw says, all jokes aside, the fact that I have never communicated with UMG in my life about Drake or anything of that matter, yet he can just put my name in paperwork to request my emails and messages should absolutely concern everyone. And I started thinking, right? That portion right there. That is that is absolutely absurd. And it's wild. Because in that request of information, while you're looking for information pertaining to Drake, are you just then collecting information that you can use? Because that's what it seems like to me. As you pilfer through the papers, you pilfer through the emails and you see something, oh, this looks interesting. Is that where we are? It seems criminal to me if I got business going on with X company or X person or whatever the case may be. It's personal information. You have access to that because of what I said on camera, publicly, just doing something that everyone in the world can do. Get on camera, talk about your opinions. wild, bro. Whether you hate me or love me, regardless to what side you're on, and not just rappers or content creators, but everyone. All I did was listen to the music, cover the news, and give my opinion publicly. That means if you have an opinion, this can be you. And granted, I have nothing to hide, right? But it feels like if you're in the position that Screw is in, I don't want to let somebody in on my personal, private information, thoughts, conversations, whatever it is. It's nobody's business. It's nobody's business. So to me, that's what it seems like. And I hope Screw is cool after this, man, because you shouldn't have to go through that for this, right? There's situations where that makes sense. Come on, bro. This is wild. I have nothing to worry about, but this isn't just anti-hip hop. It's anti-freedom of speech to the highest order. Oh my God. Feels more like intimidation than them actually thinking it's true. And that's where I'm getting at. It seems intimidating. Like, we're going to just find some information about you. Maybe, and I can't, and maybe I hope that there's nothing there. You know what I'm saying? No information there that is something that, is, distasteful. I don't know. It's somebody's emails, bro. Like, I don't know what they're doing. But I just hope there's nothing there that can then, be used against him later, which is absolutely insane. But you're not gonna scare me out of my rights as an American. I'm gonna keep saying what I want, Crody. Eat, you know the rest. So I thought that was interesting, man. But let me know, how you guys feel about this specific case, because I just think that it's insane that that's where we are, and it's well within the law, right? There's freedom of speech, but then there's this that kind of makes it seem like it's not so free in a sense. Last but not least, man, last thing here. You had Drake calling Steve Lacy a fragile op, and I think it's hilarious.
Calling you a fragile op. How did you feel about that?
I thought it was so awesome. I love Drake.
This guy's like a fragile op, but it's a good song though.
I grew up listening to Drake and shit,
Well, also the phrasing is just perfect. Fragile op.
I was like, this is...
Drake calling somebody a fragile op is the wildest and most ironic shit I've ever heard.
So beautiful. Like, yes. I didn't know what it meant. No one
talking about this guy and you saying he's the fragile op, bro. Bro is comfortable in his skin. Okay? He's comfortable in his skin. You don't seem like that. You don't seem like that at all.
No one knew what it meant.
I feel like it's like, it almost sounds like I don't dislike this person, but I feel like I have to dislike this person now.
I thought it was really sweet.
Oh.
Like, I had got dinner that night, and I was like, well, and people were texting me fragile op, but I was like,
Fragile op.
I don't know what the fuck people are talking about. And then Fouché sent me a link, and it was the video, and I was like, whoa. I was so excited.
Well, for one, because in that same moment, he's like, this song is a hit.
Right? Yeah, he's like, it's a good song, but
I fucked with it. It was cool.
But yeah, man, I thought that was interesting. Drake calling Steve Lacy a fragile op is just like, bruh, just pick and choose your battles. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this one in the comments. Do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I appreciate the love and support. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow me at all my socials. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out. Peace.